It's time for Let's Talk with Tara. Tara is a counseling coach who addresses real issues that plague many women today. Issues like church hurt, disappointment, anxiety, depression, and many more. You will be inspired, educated, and empowered on how to receive the help and healing needed to move forward. If you have real issues, then Tara has real solutions. Let's talk with Tara.
Hello. It is Monday, midday with Tara, and I am excited. Today it's October the 19th. Yes, October the 19th. Sometimes my days, they kind of cross into each other, but today it's Monday, and it's Monday Let's Talk with Tara. Welcome to my podcast, for my podcast listeners. Welcome to my social media viewers, and let's get started. Today we're going to continue. We've been talking from my book, Ladies, Let's Talk, Life, Lies, Love, and Relationships. And we're going to continue today. The last two segments, we talked about lovers and leeches. And today we're going to continue a little bit more. One second. We're going to talk about more on that subject and in this chapter of love and relationships. So if you haven't, if you missed the last few podcasts, you can always go back and listen on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spreaker, and Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Let's get right into it. So again, we are coming from my book, Ladies, Let's Talk, Life, Lies, Love, and Relationships. Before you get started, make sure you like and share and like. If you're listening to me from any social media stream, and I'm going to go ahead and get started because those 30 minutes go by so fast. Life has taught me so much through my own experiences, and I still have so much to learn. You know, your learning is ever changing. You're always learning as you grow. You should be anyway. One of the most important lessons that life has taught me is to love me and never love anyone more than I love myself. Now let's just stop there for a minute. Life has taught me this, to love me and never love any one person more than I love myself. Now, let me just say this, because I know you, my listeners, you hear me talking about God, and I am sold out to God the Most High, not all these other gods, but God the Father through Jesus Christ. That's what I'm sold out to. Now, when I say love, don't love any one person, I mean human being. Now, I love God more than I love my ways. So I want to make sure I clarify that. I do love God and His ways and His statutes and His plan for my life more than I love my life in excess, because I have no life, I believe, without Him, and He's proven that to me. So let me just throw that disclaimer in. Not knocking on anybody's religion. You do what you want to do. I'm talking about from my own experience. So again, never love anyone more than you love yourself. Never make one who loves you an idol, a person that you love an idol. Never make the ones you love your idols. Now, that could be your children. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be your children, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, friend, lover, husband, and even your children. Never, and I'm saying never, and never is a hard word. Never love anyone. Don't make them your idols. And I see this all the time, especially with single mothers. And sometimes they're not single mothers. Wives that have not, in relationships, their parents, they make them their idols. And when I say that, they love them no matter what. I mean, right, wrong, or indifferent. And that's unhealthy. that is unhealthy altogether. I love my children. I love my children dearly. I love them more than they probably can understand. But I love them enough to pray for them and not let them be a detriment for me. I love my father. I love my mother. I love plenty of people, but I don't love them to the point where I don't hold them accountable for their actions, and that I don't that they become a hindrance for who I am and my purpose. So let me just stop there for a minute, because I want to make sure I'm clear on this, because so many people, we have a misunderstanding of what true love is. We have this world type of love. We have the love that has people have told us, but we don't have a true understanding of what love really is. Because when you really love yourself, okay, for me, I'm talking about me, I couldn't love myself until I found the love in the Father. I couldn't truly love and understand what love is, because love is unconditional. And I want to get ahead of myself, because I will. But you have to find that understanding and love yourself. Understand the love of the Father and how He loves. And then you can understand how to healthily love others around you and not make them idols. So let me read that again. Never make the ones you love your idols. Don't make your children your idols. Don't make them your world. Because if you make them your world, when something happens or they do something, then you have no world. Don't make your parents your world. Don't make your spouse your world. Because when you do that, when something happens to them or to the relationship, then your world no longer exists. Never make them your world. When you love others more than you love yourself, you put yourself in the position to be used and abused. You can lose your self-respect, self-esteem, and your own self-identity. When you love others more than you love yourself, you put yourself in the position to be used and abused. Let's stop there for a minute. Hold on, you guys. Let's stop there for a minute. How many times have you been in an intimate relationship, a relationship with your child, your brother, your sister, your mother, your cousin, your aunt, your friend, and you love them so much that you put yourself in a position to be used and abused. And when they used you and when they abused you, it left you emotionally shattered to the point you said, I would never love anyone like this again. Or you don't trust people. That's because you put your love. You love them more than you love yourself. And I say this, most human beings have not been taught how to truly love themselves. See, we have been taught that love is all these goosebumps and all this, emotion and sex and all. That's not love. That's not love. That's some behaviors and some feelings you can get from those that you love, but that is not love in itself. And we have to understand what is love, because see, you can't truly love someone. You cannot truly love someone and that someone being yourself, because you have to love yourself first before you can truly love the others around you. Until you truly understand what love is, how it looks, and the full aspects, attributes, and characteristics of what love is. Okay? Your life, when you lose your self-respect, your self-esteem, and you can lose your self-identity, because you can lose your self-identity. You try to take on what the other person wants or needs from you instead of being your true self. Your life begins to revolve around someone else's life. Now this happened. Now, I wrote this book from experience, not just once, but several times. You start living your life around what they want and not the essence of who you are. And I'm not saying that you, when you love someone, you don't compromise. I'm not saying that. But you don't compromise to the point where you lose who you are. You never compromise to the point when you lose who you are. And if you're in a relationship, whether it be intimate relationship, mother parent relationship, sibling relationship, children relationship, friend relationship, working relationship, if they are seeking you or you are creating a environment into where you are losing who you are, then that's not love at all. That's control. That is not love. Consequently, it says, when your life begins to revolve around someone else's life, consequently, this unhealthy love can lead you to make unstable decisions that cause a multitude of problems in your life and in theirs. You become an enabler. You become an enabler. Wow, let's just stop there for a second, because when I learned who I was, who I am as a person, how I love, how I give love, and how I receive love, and how love looked for me versus what I did before and how I did it before, and those around me, my view and sense of love changed. I was an enabler because, and I'm going to give you an example, because sometimes we think, oh, when we love someone, we contribute to their bad behaviors. That's not love. That's being an enabler. When you know someone, when you cover up their bad behaviors because out of the sense of what we say is love, that's not love. That's being an enabler. When you know your child is on drugs, when you know your husband is on drugs, when you know that they have bad character and bad behavior, when they're repeat offenders, because we all can have bad behavior and bad character, but when they are repeat offenders, and you keep constantly covering up their bad behaviors behind the wording, oh, I love them so much. No, you're not loving them. You are enabling them to continue in those bad behaviors and not step up to the plate, be accountable for their bad actions and bad behaviors so that they can become a better person. If you know, and I'm gonna just throw this show out. I used to watch it all the time when I watched television. My 600-pound life, and I'm not talking about. I'm just using this as an example. I'm not throwing shade on anybody, or I'm just using it as an example. And I would see these people that were 600 pounds or more, and how the people that said they love them so much, that I just love them, that they're caregivers. They love them so much that they will continually feed them food that they know was killing them. Now tell me how that is love. If you love somebody, when you're feeding them something, whether it's alcohol, whether it's food, whether it's giving them money for drugs, whether it's not making them be accountable for their actions, letting them be a leech to you, how is that love? When you know the end is going to be death to them. It's going to be detrimental to them. How is that love? You're enabling them to do better. You're enabling them to be accountable for their actions. you're enabling them to be a better person, to be the best that they can be. An enabler supports the dysfunctional behavior of a person, compensating for their wrongs and willful inabilities. They try to camouflage and make excuses for their loved ones not wanting to help them step up to the plate or be accountable for their bad behaviors. That's what I just said. This is what happens. This is what happens all the time, especially in this day and time, and you see parents and the children, and fortunately, now we have online schools. So now these parents that used to go, a lot of these parents that will go up to the school and raise hell, I'm just going to say raise hell, with the teachers about their children. Now it is some teachers that don't do their job, just like everybody else, just like it's parents that don't do their parental duties. That has been raising hell with the schools and the districts and the superintendents and the teachers. Now they see that it wasn't so much of the teacher, that it was their child that was not being accountable for doing what they were supposed to do. And we see those memes on social media. So we have to look at that. We have to look at ourselves. We have to understand what is love. What does love mean? Sometimes we can love our parents so much that we allow them to continue in their wrong behaviors. Guilty. I was guilty, because and I'm just going to talk for me. I was taught, you love your mother and your father. You respect them, and you do. You respect them, but you do not allow them to continue in their wrong behavior. If you allow them to continue in their wrong behavior, they will continue in their wrong behavior. Just because they're your parents, they're your husband, they're your children, they're your boss, whoever, wrong is wrong. Is wrong. And if you truly love a person, and we should have a level of love for everyone to be the best that they can be. The only way to do that, you have to expose people. Not expose them to shame them, but lovingly correct them, correct them in their wrongs. And this times we don't, it's considered hate when you use constructive criticism. It's almost hate speech. It's if you say something that's constructive, that's going to cause a person to become better and be accountable for their actions and accountable for their wrongs, depending on what it is, it's considered as hate speech. Just like with the parent, just like with the child, just with the boss, it's a way to do everything. My mama used to tell me this: it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And if you're doing it from a place of love, now they may not receive it then, but guess what? The same people keep telling them, look, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. They're going to start looking at themselves differently. Because what happens is, a lot of times, when you find people that are comfortable in doing wrong, it's because they gather around people that tell them lies, that keep telling them, oh, I would do that. Yeah, I see that. No. They tell them what they want to hear. And I'm a victim of that before. I'm a witness to that. That when you want to be right, you can find people to check off on your right. You gravitate to people to check off on your right. Those people they do not love you. People that check off on your rights when you know you're wrong, because you know when you're wrong. We can lie to ourselves, but you know when you're wrong. When they check off on your wrongs, they don't love you. They hate you. They hate you, and they want to see your demise. People that love you, they want to see you succeed, and they correct you in your wrongs. They correct you in your wrongs. Let's keep going, because my time is going to be up very shortly. Love is a gift. Love is a gift. Now, of course, in my book, it's some stories, some real life stories. The names have been changed, but I'm not going to read through them. So you got to purchase the book to get all of it. Love is a gift. Love gives even if it doesn't receive. Real love is unconditional. Let me say that again. Love is a gift. Love gives even if it doesn't receive. It's unconditional. Love is unconditional. Love cannot be bought. You know, sometimes we have gotten, especially in this 2020, this 2000s, people think now you have to buy them something. That's love. Now, people show their way of expression of love differently. I am a doer. I'm not a buyer, but I'm a doer. That means if the way that I show my love towards people, I do things for them. I'm not one of those people. I don't like flowers. I don't really care for cars. You know, I'm not. You don't even have to tell me you love me. You show me you love me. And show me that you love me. You know, it's not that I don't like. Good morning. Don't like that people tell me that they love me, but I don't need that to know that you love me. Because the way that I give love, the way that I receive love is by doing things that are going to help me, being there for me, emotional support. So that's how I'm there. That's how I show love. So you have to know your love language, and we'll talk about that on another show. And these are all attributes of what love is. Love cannot be bought. You cannot do enough for someone to make them love you. Now let me just say that, because I just told you the way that I show love is I'm a doer. The way that I receive love, I like for people to do for me, not buy me things, but to do things that are caring. That, okay, you know, Tara, I saw you needed a ribbon and I picked it up. That shows me that you care. It's the little things. Those are the things that I equate as love. So for me, I do things that I know that you need. I know you need this. I know you need your basic needs met. I know you need those things. So I'm a doer, and that's how my mother was, and I had to learn that throughout life. But you can't do enough, because some people think you cannot do enough for someone to make them love you. I can do all I want for somebody, but if they don't love me, I can't make them love me. Now, I can show my expression of love to them, but I can't do enough for someone to make them love me. A person has to love you for who you are, not what you do, but for who you are as a person. Right, wrong, or indifferent. They have to love you for who you are. In your good times, in your bad times. That's what true love is. God loves us, and even when we do wrong, I know He loves me. You know, that's what true love is. But it doesn't allow you to stay in your wrongs. It helps you correct those wrongs, because that's what the Word of God says. Love corrects you in your wrongs so that you can get it right. So you can't do enough to make somebody love you. A person wouldn't even love you for who you are, or they will love what you can provide for them. There's two ways. They're either going to love you for who they are, or they're going to love you, because it's not real love, for what you can provide for them. Material things, sex, love, or a lifestyle. Now, if they love you per se for what you can give them, that's not true love. That's not true love. Because what if you can't give them sex, material things? What if you can't give them a certain lifestyle anymore? If that's the basis of their love for you, and that's what they equate as love from you, that's not love. That you are being used. Because remember we said earlier that when you truly don't love yourself, you don't understand love, you set yourself up to be used and abused. And we have so many people today that are being used and abused because they thought this was love. Love is not, listen to me, love is not an emotion, but it expresses itself emotionally. Love is not an emotion, but it can express itself emotionally. Love is an action. Love is a verb. It's an action. Love is active, and it is in motion. I don't care. I don't want to go too fast, even though my time is almost up. Love is an action. It's a verb. It is active. It is in motion. So love is doing something. Doing something. Love is in motion. It's an action. It shows you something. It tells you something. Now, we talked about there's different expressions of love, but it does something. And see, when we talk about love, I share, how I express love and how I receive love. And see, a lot of times we don't study a person enough to know how they give love and how they receive love. Because I have friends that they like flowers. Again, if anybody knows me and I heard me talk about my podcast, I have one of the rarest, according to the Myers-Briggs personality, I have one of the rarest personalities, especially among women. And I'm okay with that. A lot of people don't understand my personality. They think I'm too brash sometimes because I'm cut and dry. They think I'm cut and dry, but I'm very emotional. I just don't show it the way that most people do. I fight my battles in prayer. When we talk about love, I have people that they express themselves differently. They receive love differently. They like hugs. They like the occasional I love you. They like the flowers. And I'm okay with that. So if I study people and I know that's what they like, that's how they receive love. Even though I receive love by doing things, I'm gonna do something that's gonna be conclusive to how they receive love. Because you can't love a person the way you receive love. You have to love a person the way they receive love. And the only way you know that is to study them and to ask questions. We have about 2 minutes, you guys. This 30 minutes goes by so fast. Let's keep going. I don't care how much a person tells you that they love you. If their words do not align with his or her actions, that's not true love. That's not true love. If their words don't line up with their actions, that's not true love. A lot of times it's lust. And most people don't know how to love you because they don't know how to love themselves. Hear their words, but always believe a person's actions. Actions always speak louder than words. We hear that all the time. But we never pay attention to it. We look over their actions. We make excuses for their actions. We sweep stuff under the rug. Love is treating others the way you desire to be treated, physically and emotionally. Let me put a pause right there, even though our time is just about up. You treat people the way you want to be treated. If you don't know how to love yourself, if you don't know how to love yourself, if you don't truly love yourself, then the way that you treat others is how you're going to be treating yourself. So evaluate how you treat others. Evaluate how you even in your anger. See, because it's not so much in the good times, it's in the bad times. In the anger. And it shows you, that will reveal how you love yourself. How you love yourself. So you have to get a good understanding on what love is and how you love yourself before you treat others the way you expect them to be treated, the way you expect to be treated. Because if you don't know what true love is, you let people treat you any type of way, and you treat people anyway, and you think it's okay. Love is treating others the way you desire to be treated, physically and emotionally. Love doesn't hurt. Love is not a repeat offender. Selah. Love is not a repeat offender. Love does not keep continually doing something that's hurtful and harmful emotionally or physically or financially to a person continually. And oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it, I'm not going to do it. That's not love. That's not love. And if you don't allow, if you're not making that person be accountable, or sometimes you have to step away even though you love someone. Sometimes you have to step away. My Bible said, sometimes you got to let people go. Let Satan have their way with them and pray that they get back in alignment with God. Sometimes you go to them, you talk to them, if they don't listen, step back. Pray for them while they in they stuck on stupid stage. That's what I call it, stuck on stupid. You don't just let them go. You pray for them so that when they get back in alignment, then you rebuild your relationship. We don't understand that part. Sometimes we don't understand that you have to step away sometimes and let God be God and let them go through their process so that they can get back in their true position. Just about finished, you guys. Love is not a repeat offender. If someone is hurting you physically or emotionally repeatedly, that is not love. Love is a commitment. Love is dedicated to you. Love is dedicated to you. Good, bad, or indifferent. Love is there for you. Love will sometimes allow you to, sit in your stupidness. But it's dedicated to you. When you get back, we had the story of the prodigal son. His father loved him enough to, look, take your stuff, get your riches, your wealth, and go on out there. He squatted it all out in a pig pen, living a foolish lifestyle. But because he loved him so much, when he came to his senses, when he got stuck off stupid, he came back to his father and was like, look, Dad, it's better for me to be here than out there. And because his father loved him like our Father loves us, Father God loves us, he restores us, but he threw a party for him. Look here, now you got it. Now you got it. You got it. You understand that I truly love you. So let me restore you back to your position. Because sometimes we go through those stages in life. And so you have to be mindful of it. Guys, my time is up. This has been Midday with Tara. Thank you for listening. Again, I have been talking from my book, Ladies Let's Talk, Life, Lies, Love, and Relationship. You can purchase this book at my website at taratstallingsinc.com//shop, or you can go to amazon.com and get it. I do have a special for both of my books on my website. Remember, tomorrow is Talk Therapy with myself and my co-host Melody Manning. Make sure you tune in. This has been Midday with Tara. Until next time, be safe, walk in love. Remember that, look, we're here to educate, empower, and inspire you unto your greatness. Thank you.
You have been listening to Let's Talk with Tara. We hope you've enjoyed this show. Remember, if you have real issues, then Tara has real solutions. Thanks for stopping by. See you next week.